Hi everyone, my name is Nancy Ann on Facebook and my full name is Nancy Entwistle. I am a Creative Memories Independent Advisor and I was tagged by Lanita Medina to do Learning New Things, 52 Learning New Things this year in 25. So that's what we're doing, and I know I just butchered that, so I'm so sorry. I've never done this before, so welcome to my very first Facebook Live. Obviously, because you see this and not me, I haven't figured that part out yet, but I will work on it. But I did want to make sure that I got my submission in for this week. So, what I am going to do is, this is just something from Noreen Smith. I'm not quite sure when she set this up, but I had the opportunity to make a pocket folio. And it's going to be using just 3 sheets of designer paper, and we're going to make this cute little notebook such as this. And yeah, let's take a little trip. This was the adventure Life is an Adventure series. So wish me luck. This is what we're going to do, and hopefully it'll come up this way. So what we have here is, it's a current line. We have Welcome Baby Blue, which is a really cute designer paper, and my friend is expecting her first grandson in June, so I'm going to make this for them to add a little notes and stuff for the baby's delivery. What I did is I already selected the 3 pages that I'd like for this folio, and you can see they're pretty versatile. And they can be interchanged pretty nicely, and there's very minimal, there's some texture or pattern situation, but nothing that's too crazy. So we'll put that aside here. And then what you'll need for this project is, now for everybody who knows me, knows that I refer to myself as a Hot Mess Express, so hopefully I can tailor it all in and give you the appropriate instructions, and so you don't have extra pieces like an IKEA thing that you have to put together. So we start with, we need 3 pieces of decorative paper, 9 matte pack cards. So I am really bad. When I get cards or stickers, I take them out of their packages and I put them into their little cozy homes, as far as the cool things that we have to store them, and I forget what the names are. So I went through my map packs. None of these are all from the same exact series, so I apologize, but I just went through and tried to pick out some blues and more boyish colors for the map packs so that we can use them for this project. So we'll put those there for now. And then I have this, it's a laser die cut, and not even remembering what this one's from, but I just thought that the blue waves was going to be really cute, so I chose this. And again, I apologize. I know some of you very talented advisors can look at something and know exactly what collection it's from. I don't have that brain capacity, so I could remember what you wore 6 months ago. I don't remember what the names of this stuff is, so I do apologize, and I really should know, but I don't. Also, you need some stickers. So what I did is I got some of our recent baby stickers, and now granted, some of these are more girlish than boyish, but we could still make it work with the bears and little different things, and we can definitely make this work with the ducks and things like that. So we're going to be using some of those. Also some embellishments, which I haven't gotten that far. Usually I do the project and then embellish right before I hand it out. So that's where I am not going to be embellishing, but we'll be stickering and things like that. Washi tape, optional. Highly recommend it, because what you'll notice is in this book, even though you're going to use the max strength tape, sometimes just the opening and wear and tear, you're going to end up flipping up the sides of your book. So you definitely want to think about some washi tape just to protect your project. So I would recommend that. And I don't know what this is. I know it's washi tape. That's beside the point, but I don't know where it's from. And then scoring blade. We have, which I really wish Creative Memories would stay and like do this. And I know we're not more, we're not as much into cards, but we do a lot of scoring. And this came with our envelope maker and bow creator. And I absolutely love it. I love the feature. I love unfortunately it's no longer available. However, I'm hoping that Creative Memories and the creative team will decide to bring this back at some point, because I really feel I use this a lot. Corner rounder, everybody's best friend. And then your max tape, max strength tape, which is an amazing. Unfortunately, mine, I went to put a brand new one in, and yeah, haven't figured out how or why this happened, but I figured just to show you, and I will be letting customer service know. Maybe they can send me a new one. So it is recommended for the max strength. Again, along with the max strength, you do want your washi tape, because even though you're using the max strength on it, I have found that it does still tend to lift. And obviously your tape runners, and then your multi-purpose tool. So I am recommending, if you've never done this project, I had a little bit of struggle when I first started lining things up. So I have progressive glasses, which I'm going to continue to blame these things, because it can't be just me not being able to do a straight line. So I find that using this, and sometimes doing it with repo first to get it all secure, and then go over it with the max strength tape, because you are going to be off aligned a little bit if you're anything like me, or you might just want to change something after you go to put it down. So we're going to start, and we're going to do repo first, and then after the video I'll go back and fill it in with my max strength. And then some multi-purpose and photo mat placeholders, that's optional. It depends on what you expect to do with this project. So I had made one of these for my parents, and what I had done is for their anniversary, I grabbed a bunch of cards, and I had everybody in our family write them it was their 55th anniversary. So I had everybody write them a little note, and I put them all in here, and we took pictures at the holidays. So I put a picture that we took and their little notes, and I made that for them. So it really depends on what you're planning to do with your folio. And if you want to do picture cards, and this is where the corner rounder will come in, and things like that. And then last but not least, we will need the tab punch. Again, this is not mandatory. However, if you'd like to have it made look like a little bit more of a pocket protector type of thing, definitely would recommend the tab punch, which is still available on our website. And again, my link will be in the video. I hope, not sure. We'll give it a whirl. Also, I will include the instructions from our own Noreen Smith. And again, she's just an amazing instructor, and I love her ideas. And so this is a great way to use up some of the extra paper if you've only liked a couple of pages for a collection, and you have a lot of mismatches, and you have to do 2 pages every time you do it, and you're stuck with a single page. It's a good way to use up some extra paper. All right, so let's get started. I was going to cut everything prior to the video, but I figured it would be beneficial if we went through it together. So we have our 3 12x12s, and we're going to cut them into 12x8s. Now, again, this is where your directionals are going to come into play. So as you see the test book that I did, this paper here, obviously if we had cut it this way, all of the words would have been sideways. So you need to decide pretty soon and pretty early, meaning like right now because we're cutting, what direction you want to see that in. So that is an important step. So let's start with the first step in cutting all the papers from 12x12 down to 12x8. And at this point, I'm going to make sure that all of my papers are going the correct way for what I'm looking for this project. So I love the clouds this way. This is just plaid, so that one's fine. This one is again confetti and just an ombre. And then here, so this is the challenge. I guess it'll stay this way because it's all horizontal. So this is what we will go with. So we're going to do now. Again, for those of you who know me, I do refer to myself as the Hot Mess Express, is because I do things backwards or differently than I think most people in the craft world. So if you gave me a 12 by 8, I'm going to go to the 8 versus some people would go to the 2 and cut, or the 4 and cut. I don't know. It's just the way my brain works. So you're going to get to see a fun version of Nancy's brain, whether you wanted to or not, because you're on my video for today. So I really appreciate you joining or watching later. Today is, I should have said that, I guess. What is it today? Today is April 19th. Oh, look at that. Tomorrow is Easter for those of you who celebrate. Happy Easter. I know that the Greek Easter is coming, and I know there's other holiday celebrations. So whatever you decide or you follow, enjoy your holiday season with your family, or don't. I mean, I guess some people don't always love the family, but that's a different story for a different day. And it's Saturday, and I'm in Norton, Mass, and it's actually really, really beautiful. It's in the 70s, and it's so nice. Everybody started burning their leaves. Everything smells really great. Excuse me, I just had to take a drink. Okay, so reserve the 12 by 4s strips because you're going to cut these away for the pockets. We're just going to hang on to these for a little bit. We are going to score each paper 6 inches along the 12 edge. So this is where I mess myself up, and I'm hopefully not going to mess you up. But again, I am going to give you these instructions because I'm more than likely going to mess somebody up. So I'm going to take out my scoring blade. I have all of the blades that Creative Memories has, the colonial, pinking, perforated, scallop, stamping, Victorian, wave, decal, and of course our scoring. Now, what I would recommend is after you take your blade out, keep it close, because if you forgot, you're going to go back and do something not intended if you don't pay attention to what blade you have in at the time. So we are going to score these at 6 inches, which means we come here at 6. I'm going to score. Now, I know our trimmers will allow this to do a little deeper, but I like to score each page individually. Okay? So we got 6, 6, and 6. Alrighty. So far so good. We got through instruction number 2. Arrange the folded pages in the order that you would like them to be finished in the folio. I think we're done with the scoring. So let me switch out my blade before I turn something into badness. Put this back so we don't lose it, because I am notorious for losing these little little blades. And here we go. So now we are going to arrange these in the order that we would like. So personally, I'm not a fan of checkers. I know some people love them, and that's awesome. I'm not a lover of the checkers, so I'm gonna keep that more on the inside, where I would like the clouds on the outside. Now, this is what I said at the beginning. For some reason, I cut it straight, I scored it straight, but I always get this little hangover. So I'm not sure if it's user error, meaning me, or I'm off in my cutting, or all of the above. So I like to just reline it up here. Take my Creative Memories my bone folder here, and see, it's even kind of bubbling up. So the reason I say you should do this before you construct your folio together is because if you don't do this first, you're going to be all kinds of wonky as you're putting it together. So I like to make sure that I fold these first individually, and then they'll go together more smoothly. So see, this one is right. So I don't know, it's Nancy error, which again, for those of you who know me, that is very, very on par for the way I tend to work. Okay, so we have our pages folded very quickly. You can see this is becoming a very cute little folio book. Okay, so we arrange the folder in the order that we want. So again, because we are going in here, I'm sorry, wrong one, Nancy. So the way this book is put together is you are going to put them like this. This is where the washi tape is going to help hold this together. So for any of you who have ever done any bookbinding, you know that sometimes there will be threads of string or a heat press or whatever that keep it all together. We're actually going to be doing that. So not only are we going to be tape running it, but we're also going to be securing it with the washi tape. So now that we have this, so I really, really like this. Of all of them, this was my favorite page, so I'd like this to be the front cover. And then before we assemble, you'll see here, so this is going to be page 2. And then we have this, which is kind of nice. It mixes it up a little bit. And then we have this open page. And then we have this, which is going to be a nice little contrast with these colors matching very nicely from the same collection. And then we have our stripes, and then we have our final background. And for this one, you could see that it's all separate pages. So this is exactly, you're going to have a nice, easy, nice, even colors here. But then you go and you mix it up a little bit, and that's okay. That's exactly what we'd like to see in this type of scenario. So this is what we are doing now. All right, so we get the folded pages. We've done that, check. And then to get the angled cut on the center pages, place the folded edge of the page at 45-degree angles. So this is where I go off the rails. So we have that even piece, which we have that. So this here is, we're going to cut to, oh, right. Okay, yep, see, I told you, Hot Mess Express, you'll get to know me really well. Okay, so we are going to cut the angle here, and we're going to do it at 45-degree line. Now, our trimmer is very, very good about helping you with these angles right here on the trimmer. So if you needed to cut a 5x7, it's already given you a line, and then an angle here, and that's where we want to cut this, this here. So as you can see, we have it at an angle, so that's what you want to do as far as an angle here. And you just want to keep this together. So 12 inches, 45 degrees, and top folded corner, meaning the corner here, cut and reserve the accents. Huh? Yes. Sorry, interruption. So, okay, so this is what we're doing. I just don't remember at this moment. So we're cutting at the 45. Oh, yeah, it's telling you right there to do it. Okay, Nancy, here we go. All right, so we're going to, and it's going to give us this natural edge. And again, we changed our trimmer back to our cut. So here we go. We have this middle page now, and you can see that this is going to create this pocket. Okay. Again, I apologize. This is my first live stream. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out. And then I believe we are done with our trimmer. Let me just double check this. Yep. Okay, so now you can put your trimmer away. Now we're just assembling it, okay? So, again, we have them in order of the way we'd like them. And now you can start to see, oh, wait a minute, we're doing it backwards. You can see I have my clouds here, and then I have my second page. And now this here will be affixed in here, and we're only going to do our tape runners on the edges here, and it'll give us a nice little cornered pocket. Now, it could go either way. Let's keep with the little, I don't know, I like them both. You know what, these are kind of busy patterns. I think I'm going to stay with it this way. So I'm going to fold that back over this way. Okay, and then we have this. And now, don't forget our reserve papers. So these are going to be pockets. So you could, they're going to be, we're gonna tape runner here. We're going to be able to do all of this fun stuff. And that's what we save the extra pieces for. Now, these little goodies, we have them here. You could put them right on the front. You don't have to, but the instructions do state to put them on the front. And it's like an origami plan. Which way do you go with the triangles? So I think for this one, the ombre isn't as dark, but I think we're still going to go with this way. Now we're going to assemble. So this is actually, once you get the cutting down, it actually goes pretty quickly. And it's, now what is going on with that? I am just in tape runner misery today. Has this ever happened to anybody? This is my repo, and it just took off all of the paper. I don't, it must be old. Oh, must be old. I don't know. I'm going to have to, you know, again, Hot Mess Express Nancy's on the train. Now, what we're going to do is, because you could see this. So I pulled up the paper by accident. Okay. And again, we can make anything look better with embellishments. So what we'll do is we'll take a little, or my washi tape will cover it, so it's not a big deal. And again, everybody knows that if you make a mistake, just cover it in glitter or do something else with it, and then everything should be good. All right, so I'm gonna put this here, and we're gonna go here and here. I hope I'm still on the screen. I think I am. And then we are just gonna, as even as we can, match it up. And we have that pocket. So now, again, I'm sure there's easier ways to do this, but my brain, it just makes sense for me to do it this way. So now we are going to match it up here. And boom. All right. So, oh, last pocket. All right. So this one, again, I don't know about you, everybody on watching. Algebra and shapes was never my strong point. That's why I'm in healthcare, not in architecture. So here we go. Alrighty, so we have this and this and this. So we have our front page. Now we have our constructed folio, and we can embellish. Now let's add some more pockets before we forget them. That's really busy. Okay, I like this one better. So here, now again, we could score it, but I think I might actually trust myself to just fold it over and use my bone folder. And I think I don't know. All right, ladies, gentlemen, anybody, I think we're going that way. Okay, so let's go this way. So while in one of my previous years, I used to be a teacher in a college. I was the program chair, and a also taught for many years for some colleges here in Massachusetts. So you think that I'm interesting at a crop, you should be in my classroom for 3 hours. We always had fun, but it was a lot of this type of, oh, I think we should do it this way. No, I don't think that's going to work. Let's do it this way. A lot of that happening. But it was actually really fun to teach. I do miss teaching. I taught for many, many years, and I actually achieved the level of associate professor. And people, you know, now that I work with, I work for a company that we created an algorithm, but that's a different story for another day, I guess. But yep, so I love teaching, and the reason that I left teaching, and you're gonna find this funny, is that I hated correcting papers. So what I was teaching was professional courses to work in healthcare, and I didn't really care what grade they got, because I was teaching these adult learners to be productive in my field. And I didn't really care about a grade, but the college required I made one, so I gave them all A's. As long as they showed up and did the work. It didn't have to be right, they all got an A. So that's why I love to teach. I just never liked the administration part of it. So look at this. I'm talking about a boring past life of Nancy, and we are done with this. Now we embellish. So I am going to, what I would recommend, and the reason I did this one is because in the middle here, I figured it would be it's a nice way to break it up. And this is the two-tone, I want to say this was part of a wave collection. And I love anything beachy, wavy. And again, probably not what it is intended for, but you know what? There's no rules on scrapping, right? That's what we're always telling each other. Especially at crops, 2 in the morning, when you're all daffy, everything looks better then. Okay, so I have my nice little silicone mat here, and I am going to just run some, again, I will be fixing this with all stronger tape after the video. I just want to show you the process. So I think this is a nice little wave. It's really nondescript because it doesn't necessarily scream beach, but it goes with the flow. It's got, because we have some arches here, we got all that kind of stuff. So it made sense to me. So, okay, now I guess we're done with the instructions. What this extra piece here that we have is good for, put that over there for now. I'm going to take our tab punch. And again, user decision on all of this. You like one color better than the other, definitely use that. Or mix and match them. So I don't know about you, but I like to punch mine upside down. So I can basically see what I'm punching and try to line it up, because even though this is extra paper, you don't want to waste it just randomly punching. If you can get it as close to the edges without missing any of the corners, then you could just easily, if we're only going to use 6, we'll just do 6 and save this piece for something later. Okay, so we have these. This one I believe is from the Nordic Winter one, but I just love the blue little berries and then a little note card, so I figured that would be good. Not sure what this one was for, but I just like the blue. This is like a little note, metal note for the baby. Even though brown is not in our collections at all, I figured that we might be using some brown in our stickers, so it would tie it nicely together. Even, you know, it's given it a little bit of a shade. And what I might do is also give the mom and dad some of these stickers in their folio so that they can add their own memories once the baby's born. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So yeah, so these are the ones that I decided on. And then what I'll do is, before I give it to them, I'll write them a nice little note and let them know that we're so excited for them and can't wait for the arrival of their new little bundle of joy. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I like this one here. And I apologize if I'm sniffling. Allergies are running rampant here. Everything's blooming, looking so pretty. Nancy can't breathe. So, and that's as easy as that takes, okay? You can put it up higher, you can put it lower, but again, it's going to be a nice little whatever you want, okay? Let's get some of these done. I'm going to mix this one up. I'm going to actually use this one. And I like, since this is going this way, I feel that we should probably put it this way. Okay, because again, user error meaning me, lines are not always straight, so I like to fold beforehand so that I don't mess that up, because I will mess it up. I will mess it up at the first chance I get, the second and the third, so it's all good. But I've learned from a lot of very, very crafty, very, very talented friends that you just cover it up. And nobody but you is ever going to notice your mistakes. They might be very glaring to us, but nobody that we give them to is ever going to know. So always just keep that in mind. All right, I have, what do I have? I have 3 already, and I made 6, so I might hold off on that one. Let's add these in, like get them done. You're probably sick of listening to me by this point, but oh, I should be using my silicone mat. I brought it out to try to impress everybody, and I used it once, so. All right, here we go. Again, repo tape is your friend. Not always a fan of repo tape, but for things like this, I know, you'd say, well, Nancy, why are you not a fan of it? I don't know. I feel like I put it down and then nothing that I need, it sticks, like, it doesn't stick very long, and then I have to always go back to it anyway. But then when I don't use repo tape, I curse myself and say, why the heck didn't you use the repo tape, Nancy? So that's what we're doing today. Okay, but I would recommend using your strong max tape for this project, only because if people are gonna, again, be opening and closing to admire your work, you want to make sure that it does not fall apart. And that is what we've got here. So let's throw some of these into the pockets right here. We got some right here, and again, I just thought that they all kind of went pretty well with the color scheme of the book. And oh, we have one extra pocket where we're missing that one. So the fun begins. Now we are, actually, I'm going to do this first. Well, I'm not going to do it yet because I have to well, I might be able to. Let's just do this. And okay. Alrighty. And take my trusty CM snippers here. Oh, let's see. I do not want to tape that in there because that needs to come out. I think that'll work very nicely. All right, and then I'll secure the rest of them up later before I give it to them. So we have our stickers. Let's see. You definitely think a little bear's gut. Now, again, my adhesive took off a piece of the paper, covered it with some washi tape. Nobody is the wiser except for anybody on this video. So I like this little giggles. And I want our miracle. I think that's super cute. You are my sunshine. I'm going to do a little stork guy. And again, this is all up to you, your preference. You like stickers, you don't. But who doesn't like stickers? Really, that's the whole reason that we're adults playing with stickers and glitter and glue, so nobody can tell us that we don't have to play with them. All right, I think Mama and Daddy, Mommy, we'll do Mommy. Mommy, and we'll do Daddy. And do we have a baby? Do we have the word baby? Oh, yes we do. Look at that. So I think this is super cute. Then they could put, oh yeah, that's crooked. Oh, they're never gonna know. All right, so yep, so we got the family, we got Mommy, Daddy, and Baby, so that they can add little things in there. I really, really wish these little booties were blue, but I guess these gray ones will work, right? No one will be the wiser. And is that an airplane? What the heck is it? Oh, an airplane spoon. Huh, imagine that. Okay. So yeah, let's do story time. What I thought was really cute for their bridal baby shower is that they asked, instead of people buying cards, of course I made them a card, but instead of buying cards, people would give them a book that and write a little note to the baby, so that the baby would have those personal notes and to know how much he's loved before he even arrives. So I thought that was super cute. And then we'll take some pictures of them coming home. And you know what? I just really, really, really like the ducky, so the ducky's going in. Also, okay, so one other thing I just wanted to mention, that this will work as well. I used one of our laser cup orders, but these great sticker, the 12-inch stickers go very nicely here as well. And these actually fold a little easier. So I might just let's do some blocks on this one. It just enhances it a little bit more. Okay. And then I think I got a duck here, so let's continue with the ducks. If I can squeeze them in here. I usually do these first, but I was talking about random stuff, so I forgot that. And look at that. Our little folio is done. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Again, this was completely a credit to Noreen Smith and her amazing ideas. And I just thought it would be something new and fun to maybe show you that if you saw it a long time ago or forgot about it or wanted to see it again. All right, so I appreciate all of you and thank you. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.